Nolan is gonna take 3 hours to explain Odyssey. I can do it in 8 minutes. Are you ready for the story of the great Odysseus? Don't repeat his mess. It took Odysseus 10 years to come up with the Trojan horse plan. Just brilliant. And another 10 years, and a whole army to get back home alone. Even as children, our parents taught us not to take stuff from strangers. But somehow, the Trojans took a giant wooden horse, like that last slice of pizza on a plate. Well, that is on the Trojans. The Trojan War is finally won. Odysseus is done fighting, and all he wants now is to sail back to Ithaca. His wife, his son, and the rest of his life have been waiting for him. On paper, this should be simple. I checked the route. Troy to Ithaca is about 1,259 kilometers. By sea, that should take around 13 days. Odysseus turns that into 10 years. This is the Odyssey by Homer. Let's go! First, quick background. Odysseus is not some random guy. He is the king of Ithaca, a war hero, and the guy behind the Trojan horse. That was his idea. So, this is supposed to be the smart guy, the problem solver. The man with the plan, which makes what happens next even funnier. First up, the Cicones. Usually, you would be tired after a 10-year-long war. But Greeks are just made different. Day one of the trip home, Odysseus and his crew land on an island, attack a city, and win. They grab food and wine, and at that point, the smart move is obvious. Leave. Instead, they stay and throw a beach party on enemy land while the survivors go get backup. Backup arrives. 72 men dead. Don't worry, the party just started here. Then they hit the land of the Lotus Eaters. Some of the crew eat a strange flower and instantly forget they were trying to go home. Odysseus has to drag them back to the ship while they cling to the ground like kids leaving a play area. No, 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 mommy, one more slide. So now we've had a beach party and some mushrooms, oops, flowers, and somehow that is still not the main problem. Because now we get to the Cyclops. Odysseus has got no manners. He finds a cave full of XXL cheese, sheep, and milk. Instead of knocking and asking if anyone's home, he basically goes, "Free snacks." Well, guess who comes back? It's Polyphemus, giant Cyclops. Muscular, dashing, handsome, one-eyed. And not so happy about strangers eating his food. He suits the door. He blocks the exit with a massive boulder and starts eating the crew. Just picks up 2 men and tosses them up like peanuts. Now, to be fair, this is where Odysseus really showed some smartness. He gets the Cyclops drunk, tells him his name is Nobody, and when the giant passes out, he and his men drive a burning stake into his eye. "Where did you get the stake, by the way?" the Cyclops screams. His neighbors come running. They shout, "Who hurt you?" And the Cyclops yells back, "Nobody! Nobody is hurting me!" So, the neighbors leave. Because apparently, even giant monsters hear that and go, "Sounds personal." They escape by tying themselves under the sheep. They get back to the ship, they are free, and the story could basically end there. And then, Odysseus does the one thing he absolutely did not need to do. He stands up on the boat, turns back to the shore, and yells, "Hey, Cyclops! It was me, Odysseus, king of mistakes. Remember my name." Why? Why would you do that? He's blind. He cannot see you. He does not know your face. Just row. Just leave. Just enjoy your clean getaway like a normal person. But no, he needed the credit. This man invented the group chat just so everyone knows it was me. Text 3,000 years early. Small problem. The Cyclops' dad is Poseidon, god of the sea. The one guy you actually need on your side for the next several thousand kilometers of ocean. Cyclops prays to daddy. Poseidon basically goes, "Ruin his entire decade? Say less." That's the exact moment the whole trip breaks. From here, it's just Odysseus almost making it home and personally sabotaging it on repeat. The wind god hands him a bag with every dangerous wind sealed inside. One rule, do not open it. They get close enough to see Ithaca. Odysseus falls asleep. The crew opens the bag out of curiosity, and all the winds blast them straight back out to sea. Then, cannibal giants smash 11 of his 12 ships, down to 1. That's not a shipwreck, that's a company-wide layoff. Then, the witch Circe turns his men into pigs. Odysseus fixes it, and then stays with her for a full year. A full year! The man who's supposedly desperate to get home just signed a year-long lease with the woman who turned his co-workers into bacon. Then, he goes to the actual land of the dead for directions, because he'd rather consult a ghost than admit he's lost. This man will ask literally anyone but a live human for directions. The ghost gives him one rule: do not eat the sun god's cows. Remember that. Then the sirens. Monster women whose singing wrecks ships. He wants to hear it anyway, obviously. So he ties himself to the mast and has the crew plug their ears. He spends the whole stretch screaming to be untied, while his crew rows on, ignoring their captain. Then comes Scylla and Charybdis. Six-headed monster on one side, ship-swallowing whirlpool on the other. He picks the monster, loses 6 men to save the rest. Genuinely his best decision of the entire trip, which, let's be honest, low bar. And immediately after surviving that, his starving crew eats the sun god's sacred cows. The one rule, the one specific thing the ghost told him not to do. They ate the cows. Zeus looks down and basically goes, "Really? After all that? Lightning bolt. Ship gone. Crew gone. Everyone dead except Odysseus. He is now a one-man crew." Which honestly should have been the plan since the beach party. He washes up alone on the island of Calypso. The goddess offers him paradise, eternal youth, never age, never die, stay forever. He stays 7 years. And he's miserable the entire time. He sits on the beach every day and cries, because it turns out the guy who's been offered literal immortality just wants his regular house and his regular wife back. Bro had the ultimate upgrade sitting right in front of him and still wanted the base model. That's the actual heart of the story under all the monsters. A man who could stay a god's boyfriend forever and instead picks laundry and a mortgage in Ithaca. 20 years after he left, he finally makes it to Ithaca and finds 108 men camped in his house trying to marry his wife. He disguises himself as an old beggar and walks into his own home unnoticed, except by his dog. Old Argo sees him, lifts his ears, wags his tail once, and dies. Which is rude, honestly. 20 years of monsters and gods, and this is the scene that actually gets you. Then Penelope brings out the old bow. Whoever can string it and shoot through 12 axe heads gets to marry her. Every suitor fails. Which, 108 men, 0 forearm strength, make it make sense. The beggar asks for a turn. They laugh. He strings the bow in one motion, fires clean through all 12, looks up and says, "My turn." The most devastating comeback in Western literature, and it's 2 words. So, that's the Odyssey. A 13-day trip that took 10 years. 600 men down to 1, 12 ships down to 0. And the entire disaster traces back to one single moment. A man who escaped clean and turned around anyway to yell his own name at a giant he just blinded. The lesson: don't eat strange flowers, don't open forbidden bags, don't eat sacred cows, and if you ever manage to escape a one-eyed man-eating monster, just shut up and row. Case closed.